This is just a quick update. I got a few things to talk about. First of all, I'm Shadowbanned on Twitter. Now, for those who use Reddit, this is slightly different from the Reddit Shadowban. My account's not going to disappear, so you'll still be able to see my main tweets. If I just tweet something out, or if I tweet it to a hashtag and you're following me, you'll see it. What's different is if you tweet at me and I reply to you, you won't get a notification in your notification feed. You will get a pop-up, and if you have notification emails, you'll get that. But you won't see later on in your feed, if you're not watching the screen at the time that I reply to you, you won't know I replied. The other thing is, if you go and look at your own tweets and you've replied to me or I've replied to you, you won't see my replies in the thread of discussion. So the shadow ban is very sneaky because it takes quite a while for the individual to find out that they've been shadow banned. It takes until somebody says, hey, I can't find your tweet. And that's basically what happened to me. Here you can see what I'm talking about. The first image shows that, all my tweets are there. This is what it looks like from my account. My main account. If you look at the second image here, this is what it looks like from an account that is not my main account. This is my alt account that I was talking about. And as you can see, none of my main account's tweets are showing. So this is what a shadow ban looks like on Twitter. You can still go to my main account. All of the tweets will show on my main account. If you look at tweets and replies, you can actually see all of my replies. None of them are hidden, except in the public part of Twitter. So that's pretty sneaky. Pretty sneaky Twitter. Now, I've already discussed this a little bit on the Bear Brigade, and I will link to that discussion in my low bar here. But in addition to that, I've also had some discussion with people on Twitter, and I've learned that this is actually done by Twitter in conjunction with events taking place. So like this most recent Republican convention and the Gays for Republicans meetup and everything, that's probably the reason why they've done a lot of the shadow bans that have happened recently. And there's actually been a mass shadow banning in conjunction with these things. So I don't know if I was included in that or if I was shadow banned because I have been talking about what Mary Koss did. I'll link to a video in the low bar that gives a better explanation of that. It may be that I'm shadow banned for being an anti-feminist or a non-feminist. It may be that I'm shadow banned because I get mass reported if I post something that kind of goes, into a larger number of views. If I get more than 10,000 views for a tweet, all of a sudden I get a shitload of profile views, but not very many follows. Versus, if I just have my followers are more likely to see it and I only get a couple thousand views. So it's possible that I'm actually getting mass reported and I'm shadow banned because of that. But it looks like, based on the timing, that I may have actually been shadow banned for announcing a meetup. That's the second thing I want to talk about. Because I've been shadow banned on Twitter, I'm assuming that there are plenty of people who haven't seen anything I posted about the Dayton area meetup. I will post a link to the low bar in the low bar also about the meetup. And this is just a basic, laid back kind of event. It's not anything formal. It's not limited to a specific group. If you're a honeybadger fan, come to the meetup. If you're a Gamergate supporter, come to the meetup. If you just happen to like stuff I say, come to the meetup. Shannon, Liberal Lunacy, is going to be there, so if you are one of her fans, come to the meetup. I've already gotten an RSVP from Mad Cat. So if you're one of Mad Cat's fans and you want to meet him, come to the meetup. And also from the Bear Brigade, you'll know him on Twitter as God's Third Testicle. He's also RSVP'd and will be at the meetup. So if you're a fan of the Bear Brigade, also come to the meetup. So there's going to be, a few people there that you'll know. And that's going to be on the 13th of August, Saturday the 13th. It is a daytime meetup. It's going to start at noon, and it's going to be over at 9 p.m. Timing on that is because I chose two venues that are family-friendly. Now, we'll start at one venue and go to the other, and I will be sending details out on that to everyone who RSVPs. However, anybody who chooses to stick around and hang out with each other, there are nearby places that you can gather that would be just fine for that. I did kind of scout that out. And there are hotels in the area too. So if anybody wants to stay and, gather together the next morning, that's doable as well. But I will send more details out to people who RSVP. And again, the link for that will be in the low bar. I have a blog post on breaking the glasses that gives more, of a information on how to RSVP. And then I also have a Facebook page for it that is linked in the blog post. So that's it about the meetup. And again, if you get a chance, watch the Water Bear Brigade's video about the Shadowbanned. That's basically the first time I got to discuss the Shadowbanned. And I, as far as how that went, that's not a big deal to me because I have alternate accounts. The alternate that I am using for replying to people, if you want to follow me in that account, and I will follow you back, is HB Onero's Grip, and I'll put a link to that in the low bar as well. Last but not least is SeaLion.club. I just recently found out about this alternative to Twitter that is not censoring people for being politically incorrect, and I've signed up for it and am starting to follow people and being followed back. Of course, you have to say you're stalking people. That's pretty cool. But I will be linking that in the low bar as well, and also its page for support, because it is just a startup at this point, and so it's going to be running a little slow. You have to be patient with the site in its beginning. And I think in the end, being patient and supporting the site will pay off because we will have more freedom of speech. So I would encourage everybody to flock to SeaLion.club, and that's .club, not .com, and take a look and sign up, start an account, and start following people. The other new site I've recently signed up for is SocFreeSpeech.com, and this one is a Reddit alternative. It uses the same format, and I've got my Onero's Grip name back. Screw you, Reddit. And I would encourage everybody to also take a look and sign up, begin having discussions there as well. Start your subreddits that you had on Reddit, and use it the same that you would use Voat. This is something that is intended to be, once again, a free speech platform. And even though there are other platforms that are like it, I would encourage everybody to use as many of them as possible. The more speech platforms like this people are using, the harder it is for a single one to use censorship to silence political speech. And the harder it is for them to develop a degree of power in communication control by doing that. So once again, that's SocFreeSpeech.com and SeaLion.club, and I do encourage everybody to sign up and start communicating there more freely than you're able to do on the previously existing platforms. And that's basically it. Either I've leveled up, or I've pissed off the Twitter gods. You can decide.